The fighting spirit continues as the fans are still hungover the victory of the Philippine champ Manny Pacquiao. The Filipinos are hungry for more action as the Araneta Coliseum is still filled up with sports fans as we have the rumble at the Big Dome between the Alaska Aces and the Barangay Ginebra Gin Kings. Good afternoon, basketball fans. My name is Mika Abesanas on courtside, and I will be working for the Alaska Aces, who are gunning for their second win after their 4-game losing streak. Now, to talk more about their opponent, the Barangay Ginebra Gin Kings, let me turn you over to Patricia Tizon.
Thanks a lot, Mika. Patricia Bermuda Tizon right here at courtside. The Alaska Aces, after that snapping that 4-game winning streak, won via unanimous decision over the Powerade Tigers, and they now carry a 4-4 win-loss record, 4th in the team standings, and they are up against the Barangay Ginebra Gin Kings. On a roll right now and are looking to win their 5th straight game. They are 5-2 in the team standings, good for 3rd, and hoping that their streak will continue. As you can see, this is a battle of big-time opponents. The big guns are out here in our big-time Sunday at the Big Dome.
Legends have played in these two storied franchises. They have fought timeless battles, traded punch after punch, and yet no one has ever backed down.
Miller says, I will want to try, and succeeds! Go!
Woo! You remember Clyde the Glide Drexler? That's the way he glides.
Both are locked and loaded for this epic meeting. The rivalry will be renewed.
Bandabit has it. Bandabit spins, fires. Oh!
And it is now in the history books as only the 3rd franchise in PBA history to capture a Grand Slam.
Expect fireworks in tonight's main draw. It's the Barangay Ginebra Kings versus the Alaska Aces. Let's get ready to rumble!
Indeed, it is Knockout Sunday here inside the Big Dome, which is now the sports capital of the Philippines. It's Alaska versus Ginebra. This is PBA Big Time Sunday on Solar TV. Miko Halili with El Decano, Senor Quinito Henson, who is perfectly dressed for today.
Of course, we're talking of Chaos Sunday. We have to talk about Manny Pacquiao and his big victory over Antonio Margarito. Although it was not a KO, it should have been a KO.
Virtually a KO para sa ating pambansang kamo. Now, these two teams, they have knockout championship traditions. Yan, mahalagang banggitin yan. Sanay na sanay sa panalo in their history here in the PBA.
Well, steeped in championship tradition. You see the number of titles won by Alaska, 13, at ang Barangay Ginebra, 8. You see the seasons they've been in the PBA. These two teams have tremendous fan following, and they're bringing all their fans here for this big epic matchup.
Well, the numbers don't lie. Kitang-kita ang ebidensya sa inyong TV screens that these two teams are not just used to winning, but they're so committed to winning. And we have two coaches who are likewise as committed to championship basketball, Tim Cohn and Jong Wichiko.
Okay, my question is, who is going to be playing the part of Pacquiao and who is going to be playing the part of Margarito in this matchup? Cohn versus Wichiko. This is a rivalry that is so steeped in tradition. You see the number of titles won. Tim Cohn has won 13 championships. Those are all the championships that have been won by Alaska. And you see Joseph Wichiko, he has won 8 titles, some of them with San Miguel. These two teams are out to battle here on this very memorable day, because this is also the day when Manny Pacquiao made a record achievement in boxing history. 8 world championships in 8 weight divisions. No one has ever done that. I don't think anyone can ever even duplicate that.
Now, if Pacquiao Margarito eventually turned out to be a mismatch, ito namang laban ng Skyros at Thriller, meaning Cyrus Baguio and Willie Miller, not a mismatch at all. They were traded for each other in the last tournament. At yan, kita nyo naman, handang-handa na para sa isang bakbakan ang dalawang mama.
Sino nagupat sa kanilang dalawa?
Buti nga, hindi picture nung way-in nila eh.
Okay, Cyrus Baguio versus Willie Miller. This is going to be some kind of matchup. Both of them almost equal in terms of points, field goal percentage, hindi rin nagkakalayo. Ganon din sa assist. Now, the important thing is their supporting cast. Obviously, if they can neutralize each other out, the outcome of this game is going to depend on their supporting cast. And that's the way it should be. Basketball is a team game. You cannot rely on any just one particular hero or player.
Now, if either of these teams ayaw nilang manakaw sa larong ito, they have to follow the Dean's List. Unahin natin ang Dean's List ng Alaska Aces.
Okay, for Alaska, we're thinking that maybe this could be the end of the woes of Alaska. They need to disrupt and distract, meaning to say, force those turnovers. Play the kind of defense that has brought them 4 wins so far, where they've held their opponents to an average of 74.5 points. They need to have that precise execution. You know how well they run that triangle, as well as their fast break attack. And finally, they've got to cash in on those free throws. Alaska is the only team in the PBA right now who's hitting over 70% from the line. And that means go to the line, get those free throws. Those are bonus points that can make the difference down the stretch.
At ito naman, as you look at Joe Vance, who will lead the Aces tonight, Cyrus Baguio also there. We're now about to look at the Dean's List. Para naman sa Ginebra. Now, Ginebra is a team on an absolute winning run.
Oh yes, they've won 4 in a row. They're looking for their 5th straight win. It's payback time for them, and I'll tell you why a little bit later on. But they need to play the full throttle offense that they're used to. Remember in their last game against Air 21, they blew out Air 21 in fast break points, 23-10. They need to silence a speaker. Who's the speaker? JDV. Joe Vance. He's averaging 21 points, 8 rebounds a game. They need to keep him quiet. They need to also be tough underneath the boards. And Ginebra in its last game against Air 21, when they won by 26, they completely annihilated Air 21 off the boards, gathering 57 rebounds against 49 for Air 21. That kind of intensity underneath the boards, they need to do that against Alaska.
Now, the interesting thing about Ginebra is that when they started the Philippine Cup, this was a team that was searching for an identity. They even lost their opening game, the first game of the conference, the season to Meralco. But in their last 4 games, Quinito, boy, they shared that ball, they swung that ball around so well, and they played tough defense.
When you start winning, then you start enjoying the game. And yes, they have found that new chemistry that Coach Joseph Ichico has been looking for in his team, and they are playing very well together. They've won 4 straight. But you take a look at Alaska, they're also coming up a big win against Powerade. They won that by 29 points, snapping their 4-game losing skid. Maybe this team is also on a roll.
Okay, so in a few moments, we'll bring you Alaska versus Ginebra here inside the Big Dome. Big Time Sunday starts after these. Well, in a few moments, magsisimula na ang laban ng Ginebra at Alaska. Ginebra going for a 5th win in a row. As we look at highlights from this morning's conquest, Manny Pacquiao dominating Antonio Margarito and Quinito using just blinding speed in bewildering his opponent.
Oh, unbelievable. Dizzying hand speed na pinakita ni Manny Pacquiao. Not only that, he executed his fight plan to the letter. Very precise execution. He knew exactly what he had to do. And ito, binugbubog niya si Margarito. He even looked at the referee asking, why don't you stop this fight? This fight should have been stopped in the 10th round. But Manny Pacquiao, actually, he could have gone for a knockout in the last round, but he didn't. Before the 12th round, tinanong nga ni Manny Pacquiao si Margarito, are you okay? Pambihirang gesture of sportsmanship on the part of Manny. And he even told the announcer inside the ring, boxing is not killing the other person. No? He showed the kind of heart, the kind of mercy, if you can call it that a professional fighter has.
I mean, that is true domination.
Yeah.
When you don't have to resort to overkill to prove your dominance, not just in one bout, but in dominance in a sport.
Yes, and when he asked Margarito, are you okay before the 12th round? Parang sinabi na niya sa kanya, no? Margarito, don't worry, hindi na kita sasaktan. And in that 12th round, Margarito had absolutely nothing left. He could have soaked in a lot more punishment, but Manny Pacquiao opted not to do that because naawa din siya. And that's the way it should be. I mean, if you've got the fight all wrapped up, why go for the kill? And it would have just been senseless. I think he could have even badly injured Margarito. What a class act by Manny Pacquiao. Hangang-hanga tayo sa kanya.
And now let's meet the starting units.
Good evening and welcome to this Sunday's second game. As we continue with the 2010-2011 PBA Philippine Cup, featuring the battle between the Alaska Aces and the Barangay Ginebra Kings. And now, please welcome the starting lineup of your Alaska Aces. At guard, number 5, L.A. Tenorio. At shooting guard, number 3, Cyrus Baguio. At center, number 7, Sonny Foss. At small forward, number 35, Tony De La Cruz. And at power forward, number 38, Joe Neves. Head coach of the Aces is Tim Cole. And now, please welcome the starting lineup of your Barangay Ginebra Kings. At guard, number 13, J.J. Hildebrand. At shooting guard, number 11, Willie Miller. At center, number 23, Rico Villanueva. Yes. Small forward, number 4, Jimbo Aquino. And power forward, number 99, Rudy Hatfield. And going to the Gin Kings, Joey Chico. Referees for this contest are Art Denana, Sherrod Pineda, and Ronnie Mauricio with Boy Cruz is alternate referee. This game is supervision and regulation of the games and the message score.
And here are your primary protagonists para sa Alaska Standard Issue starting lineup para kay Coach Tim Cohn. And for Jongwon Chico, this has been the lineup, the starting unit that has worked, and a surprise starter in Jimbo Aquino as well.
Well, we all know that JC Intal is still injured. I don't think he's even on the bench suited up. So, but the good news I think of Barangay Ginebra is that Eric Knight is suited up and may play in this game.
At hindi na nagintay ito si J.J. Hildebrand, immediately putting Ginebra on the scoreboard. 3-0 at the start of this Sunday showdown. Alaska, by the way, in black. Samantalang ang Ginebra in immaculate white. 7 to shoot for the Aces. Miller playing against his old team, as well as Cyrus Baguio. Here's Jimbo Aquino, the rookie, shooting over Joe Devance.
You know, Joe Devance has been the wild card here in Alaska's offense because he creates so many mismatch opportunities for the Aces. But I think Coach Joseph Ichico is well aware of that, and that's why he's got Rudy Hatfield on top of him. Because he's a player who can play number 2, number 3. Sometimes he brings up the ball.
The pass intended for Rudy Hatfield. Agaw ni Cyrus Baguio, tap out by Jimbo Aquino.
And earlier we saw Ginebra trying to execute the pick and roll. Actually, Rico Villanueva has done so well providing that pick in that pick and roll situation. He rolls very well to the basket that time. He opted for a second pass off his touch, off the roll.
Here's Baguio, and out the Vance to the right side. Shot clock down to 10.
Always hustling is Rudy Hatfield. Joe Devance, the league's number 2 scorer now behind Gary David. He's averaging 21 points a game.
Of course, Alaska was on a losing skid until they destroyed the Powerade in their last assignment. And that big victory was something Alaska really needed.
I don't know if these teams need to take a lesson from Manny Pacquiao's forgiving attitude. Because the last time that Alaska played Powerade, they beat them by 29 points. And the last time Ginebra played was against Air Turinan. They beat them by 26 points. Walang awa.
Dito naman sa basketball, hindi naman sumasara yung mata eh. De La Cruz.
Nangingitim lang yung paningin. Kasi hindi rin nakikita yung goal.
Elton John with a miss. So far, a 6-0 start para sa Ginebra in the early moments of this ball game.
All the points coming from J.J. Hildebrand from 3-point distance.
Tenorio.
Oh, nice pass.
Toss. Look out, Rudy Hatfield. Oh, he's okay. So is Sonny Toss. They both crash the floor, and there's a foul against Villanueva.